What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Stardust here. Welcome back to another Marvel's Avengers video. Today, oh, you're alright, buddy. You good? We're doing a build video. We're doing a build video getting you guys ready for the MCU Iron Man 1 costume coming out in the marketplace tomorrow. I'm very excited to get my hands on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. So, you know, you guys are probably wondering, how do I play Iron Man, right? Is it just a simple case of, pew pew with missiles? No. I'm going to show you an optimal laser build today. And before you guys go, a laser's ill. Trust me, just give me a chance, and I'm sure that you guys will like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with a bit of live gameplay of it, right? And you guys may see exactly what's so good about it. So as you can see there, getting a lot of takedowns. I'm doing my thing. Getting a lot of intrinsic burst, all that glorious stuff. Managing to get takedowns galore. Especially for a squishy-esque Iron Man, this is pretty good. I'm just saying. Oh, I've got overcharged after only like a couple of enemies, and there we go. Okay, cool. So, if you want to know how to do that, I am going to show you how to do that in this video. Now, I had recorded this briefly, but as I was looking through my skills, I realized there's things that I can even improve right now. So, what we're going to do, show you the stats. 441 precision. Which, of course, if you don't know, is what procs lasers now. Like, it's not might or anything like that. It is precision. I've got 414 resolve. I could have ideally used for a bit more proficiency, but I can get over it. It's nothing that, would ruin my world. So, anyway, let's start with the first gear piece. 90% chance heavy combo finishes grant a damage buff. 17.5% increased status damage from heavy attacks. Both of these are perfect because heavy combo finishes and heavy attacks, obviously these, all of this is a heavy attack, heavy attacks, and that last one there was a heavy combo finisher, so I am able to do, some melee stuff at the same time, which is really cool. 116.3% increased critical attack damage from all weapons. This is also pretty decent too. It allows me to just do more damage, really, just more crit damage. I don't know how much it does though. I don't think it's on like as par as it makes out it is, but still. Now this is the beautiful gear piece. This is the chef's kiss sort of gear piece. So targeted buff, 12.3% chance hitting enemy with range critical attack grants a damage buff. Laser attack still sonic. And essentially, the last perk doesn't matter. So, laser attacks on here dealing sonic allow me to do some insane things. Like, just go to town, really. You know what I mean? Like, I have been working on this build for a couple of weeks now. I know a good buddy of mine, Tricks Ridiculous, did a build very similar to this. But I personally, I like kind of the setup that I've got for this, and hopefully you guys do as well. I just want to put that out there in case anyone makes those comparisons. So let's look at this chest piece as well. Precision 59, Resolve 57, 22.7% chance taking damage grants an intrinsic burst. Iron Man is going to take damage when you do a laser build. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Melee obviously isn't exactly the most supreme thing in the entire world when it comes to this game. But in this case, I would say that you I'd say this is a good takeaway of that, you know what I mean? And also you want as much intrinsic as possible to keep the lasers going, which is why you like that transition. Precision 63, Valor 59, 36.2% chance to defeat an enemy's grant an intrinsic burst. Defeat 3 enemies in rapid succession to grant an intrinsic burst. Now, the reason this is helpful is because even if you don't manage to kill 3 enemies quickly, there's a chance that the 2 you do manage to kill can give you an intrinsic burst anyway. Mix that in with the Sonic you do, and you are off to the races. You should never run out of lasers as long as you're in a crowded room, if you know what I mean. So let's start. So, support heroics, you want to go for arc field, and you want to go defensive field. The reason for this is because Iron Man is quite a melee, or I mean for this, he's going to be melee orientated, which means he's going to be relatively quite open, right? And you don't want to always be taking damage, so this is a good way to be able to put shock on your enemies, so do that extra status effect. Because if you guys don't know, Iron Man's lasers have inherent plasma. So, essentially, I'm always doing battery anyway. Mix that in with the shock, you're doing sort of like even more damage, as well as protecting yourself. So, that's really helpful. These two do not matter. I would love to say that they do, but personally, with the low valor that I do have for this build, it's pretty useless. So, we're going to move on. So, this one, I've gone for increases all stun damage dealt to enemies by 15%. Now, you could go for this one. Increases the damage of all combo finishes by 25%. The only reason I decided against this was simply because I didn't want to kind of focus all on just that last combo finisher, you know what I mean? Like, for me, the 25% is fine, but I would personally rather just do, you know, have more stun damage so that the enemies aren't constantly at me all the time. But I do think, like, if you want to go for, like, a super adaptoid run or something like that, that this extra damage could actually probably go a long way. So, you know, it really is dealer's choice in that regard. Just don't go for this one. This one's useless, right? Performing a takedown force an enemy to drop a heroic orb. Obviously, you want to get your heroics up as much as possible to get that defensive shield up. You know, you're going to be getting that with Sonic, but, you know, doing your takedowns, getting a heroic orb as well is very helpful. If you're realizing that you're quite low on resolve, you could always go regen pack, but there is essentially no real reason to go intrinsic orb because you've got intrinsics on everything else, right? And it's kind of overkill at that stage. Like, it really is like diminishing returns at that point. Increases all ranged attack damage by 15%. Lasers count as ranged. So even something as simple as just that, you know, I do believe, I could be wrong, do count towards that. 20% for lasers. Reduces the intrinsic cost of using lasers, well, you know, aiming. Decreases the energy cost for laser attacks. Just hit all three of these. You know, if you're using missiles, hit all three. Using repulsors, hit all three. Simple as that. Intrinsic, it's literally just about, you know, stacking how much you can do damage-wise while you're overcharged, because all that intrinsic, you're going to be overcharged relatively quite often. Reduces the cost of the energy shield activation by 15%. Then I got regenerates 5% per second of intrinsic energy of heroes near the energy barrier. That gives you a chance to be a little bit more supportive. Air superiority increases damage of ranged attacks while flying. It's pretty decent. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like this is fine. You know what I mean? Like it's cool. But what I mean by that is, if I want to put up my barrier, look, I get intrinsic recovery. And then if I decide I just want to start raining down the lasers, then that's going to be incredibly helpful as well. So that is indeed the build video. Now, like I've got these for the ISOs, stun damage 100%, which is decent, and Tactagon as well, but you could go Orb, or Ring of Nebula, or you could go Sacred Nornstone and Lethal Will. I'm going to go through it one more time, you know, just show you guys that that wasn't like a fluke or anything. You know, that does the thing. See, straight away, you notice that, like straight away I'm already just absolutely melting in damage buffs right there, which is always really nice. The lasers didn't proc that time. Well, they did proc, sorry. It's just that, you know, sometimes you're not always going to get the Sonic on there, which in a way you could class as a good thing, because obviously you're doing that much damage, you're not even able to get the status on. But you can obviously keep an enemy alive. If they can stay alive, that's kind of the important thing. So right there, obviously, I managed to keep that robot alive for a little bit, and they managed to help me out a little bit. So there we go. See, now all of a sudden I have my own little like station, you know, so you can do a takedown to them whilst also acquiring a load of energy and stuff like that. Now let me show you what happens when I use my support. So all of a sudden, everyone's gone all loopy. Everyone's, you know, been hit with takedowns and stuff. What's that all about? And then look at all that damage that I'm able to do just with one singular swing of the lasers. That's really cool. We'll dodge out the way of that. There you go. Got a little bit of stuff there. I'm overcharged anyway, so it doesn't necessarily matter. Like at this point, you can just, you know, swing and go crazy. There you go. So there you go. So it's pretty sweet. Like it's nice. It's nice, simple. You know, it's don't get me wrong. It's very risky. Like it's because, you know, you've got to sort of remember that you're going to be in a position where enemies are going to be hitting you left, right, and center. Say you're using this in a raid. But, of course, you know, we're a bit away from the raid yet. So it really is just about having fun at this stage, I would say. You know, that's probably your best bet. So let me know what you guys thought of this build. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it. A little quick thing before we end this video today. I'm well aware that recently I've been trying to branch out and do different things. I'm well aware, Fall Guys was a bit of a surprise. Let's Play Spider-Man PS5 was a little bit of a surprise. I do want to kind of branch out and try and do different things, but that doesn't mean I'm leaving Avengers, doesn't mean anything like that. It just means that I want to try and do different things. But I will base it off whether or not you guys enjoy it. Why is the camera shaking like that? That's really weird. Let me just do that. So I'm well aware that, that, I have to see what you guys think about those things, but I will be doing another part of Spider-Man. It will be happening. I just really wanted to get this build video out, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video nonetheless. I'll see you guys later, and peace.